I want to show here how I make the Merkaba out of paper, out of 4 pieces of paper. I was given a story by Spirit when I wanted to fold the crane one day, and I was told to call it the dove. And a story came that showed our oneness and how it has been for mankind since he lost his ability to know that we're all one, and how it will be someday. It's a beautiful story, which is on my YouTube website if you care to look at it. Anyway, playing around with the paper from making so many of the doves, I come to this part where you see here all these lines. These are the fold lines, and when you have it at this stage, you can take 4 of these and you can make it into a Merkaba. Merkaba is the light body that is supposed to be our spacesuit for going into another dimension. And I think it's very interesting that 4 doves will make it. This shows 2 of those pieces of paper put together and pinched together, cut. There's a little X mark I cut out of the middle on the fold line, and then I shove it to where I can tape it together, and I make 2 of these made out of 4 altogether. And there they are, ready to be put together, which I will show you in the next picture how they go together. And I just came across this accidentally. I was just playing with the paper, and I'm discovering that Spirit shows you a lot of things when you are in a playful mood, and it's a very good thing to do. You can learn as much through play as you can through really hard work. And the day I discovered this, I was just playing. And I think it's unique that 4 doves will make the Merkaba, because the doves represent peace and the bringing of peace to our world. See, here is the completed Merkaba, as you can see here. I've always wanted to know what the inside part of the 2 tetrahedrons that merge together, representing, I think, spirit and matter merging, what the part inside, if you cut off all the extensions there, what the part inside would be shaped like. Well, it's the octahedron. It's 2 pyramids, like their bottoms together, mated. I'll show that in the next picture. There it is. There's an octahedron that looks like 2 little pyramids put together at their basis, is the shape of what goes inside the Merkaba. And since a pyramid has always represented God, or a Bible in stone, I think it's a very unique thing that part of our vehicle for going into another dimension includes 2 pyramids joined, like we are our pyramid ourselves, and the as above and the so below, as within and so without. And when we get it even, when we make it to where we understand the law of God that says equal giving for re-giving, then we've learned God's one consummate law that must be met to keep something in perpetual motion or indefinitely going forever. There cannot be an imbalance. Everything must be balanced. Anyway, this is just my little story of sacred geometry, you might call it, because behind every shape and every number there are little stories about why certain numbers or shapes are important and what they show in a story form. Here we have the fold lines of the completed dove. This is unfolded and all the lines that you fold marked, and it looks like this. I put 4 of these together and I have it look like this. This is with all the heads facing one another. This I call the dove matrix. To me, it looks a little bit like the male symbol that might be paired with this symbol here, the flower of life, which is a female symbol. And the symbol I made was all straight lines. And this is all curved lines, being a female. And being there is an egg in the flower of life, I thought, what if this were like the sperm that impregnated the egg? And so I put it together like this. I put 4 of the well, what did I call it? The flower of life, yes. 4 of the flower of lives there with 1 of the dove matrix. And you see it sends 2 little shoots into each one. Now this here is just making a matrix where you just put one after another there. It looks like wallpaper. I call this my holodeck. Kind of like, okay, here's my idea of a matrix. I don't know what to do with it. It's just me playing around. Maybe it means something, maybe it doesn't. It's just the fun that I'm having with symbols and folding paper. Which, by the way, folding paper is a very sacred art. Origami, I've always heard that it's a very sacred thing to fold paper and make different objects out of it. And I can see why, because everything with God is mathematical, and it has angles, and it has folds, it has triangles, it has shapes, and origami has all that. And when I read this book I've been reading called The Secret of Light, God speaks in this book and talks about how he has a folding, unfolding universe that folds, unfolds, and refolds. Well, that's what I do when I play with paper. So this is all I have to show you for now. I told you I was done with you, but I want to show you one more thing. This I call Freedom Star. It's something I just made up on my own, playing with paper again. It's made with 180 of the pieces of paper that I used to fold the dove, but I only take it to the stage called the diamond stage. I put them together and it makes this big ball that is like stars. There's 32 of them. When you consider the whole as one more, it's 33, which is a very significant number. It means completion, and it means universal service. And also I made a crown that I'm wearing there, and it's made with 144 pieces of paper, which is another significant number. Used to I had a lot of time, and this was what I did with my time. Now I'm so busy I don't have time to fold all these kind of papers anymore. This is the folded dove, but it's also called the crane. And the crane was what I wanted to fold one day when I was given by Spirit the words through automatic handwriting, the words to the story I called the Dove Story. That day I had wanted to play. I wanted to fold the crane because I had been shown how to fold a crane by a person at the Peace Pilgrim Center who had showed me how the crane was folded and told me the story, the true story about Sadeko and the 1,000 cranes. And she had lived in Hiroshima when she was a real young baby. She was exposed to the radiation of that bomb that was dropped on that city. And she had thought that if she could fold 1,000 cranes, she would have any wish granted. So that is quite a story. You need to look it up on Google. It's a true story and it's very good. But I had taped all of the steps for folding the crane onto separate pieces of paper, and the day I wanted to play, I just took them out. But that wasn't what I did. I didn't fold a crane that day. I wrote a story because my hands started writing on each sheet of paper that had a certain fold of the crane. And the story that came out I called the Dove Story, which you can see. It's on my website here, my YouTube account. I call it the Dove Story. You might want to look at it. Anyway, that's about all I have to say.